Okay guys, if you're watching this video, consider yourself lucky because you're getting privileged information that nobody on the planet has except for me and soon to be you. This is not a video saying Bitcoin could pump or Bitcoin could dump. I'm telling you how to know if Bitcoin is going to dump or if it is going to pump. And not only that, exactly where to short if Bitcoin pushes up. It is all in the charts. When I explain all this, it will make complete sense. This is not the chart that is the focus of this video, but I do want to recap because I've been talking about this ring and talking about when we crossed it. Again, I have a lot to cover here, but you need to pay attention to what I'm saying. When we crossed this ring, we had one hell of a drop. And understand this, rings are just, they're markers for events, meaning something's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. It's possible within the next few days, maybe Putin decides to have peace talks. Maybe it's possible because of COVID resurgence or something happens, maybe the Fed comes out with an emergency meeting and does a pivot. I do not know what the catalyst will be, but something's going to happen very soon. If price continues sideways for the next few days, I am longing up to 22,000. I will be shorting 22,000. I'm going to show you this, and again, it's just amazing how well this works. And guys, the reason I came up with this method of charting is because it gives us an advantage. It shows us things before nobody else has a clue what's going to happen, and we do. Now, let me cover this real quick. I'm going to show you this chart. Now, I did say there's possibly have a major drop. Since we have not had that drop yet using this confluence with two other charts, it tells me it's likely we have upside. Again, you'll know this in the next couple days. I don't want to repeat myself. I just want to make this very clear before I get into this. If you do like this content, guys, leave a like. I appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, that's your choice. I am having a special through the rest of the week. If you want to pay with USDT to access my charts and access Discord, all right, send me an email. If you sign up, if you want to pay for 2 months, I will give you a third month for free. If you pay for 4 months, I will give you an additional 2 months. So pay for 2, you get 3. Pay for 4, you get 6. But you have to email me through the website, and that's only for USDT and for new subscribers. All right, so let's jump into this. Now, let me cover this really quick before we get to the next charts. This ring, all right, now I was basing price action here based on this ring right here. It made sense when we crossed this ring, we had a major drop. So that's why I was saying it's possible we could get a major drop when we cross this ring. And again, we could still get that drop, but it has to happen within the next 2 days, maybe within the next day. Otherwise, the price goes sideways, we're heading up to 22K. Again, when I show you this chart, again, there's a certain fib circle. Every single ring on that damn fib circle, when we cross it, we always get a pump. Every single time. There's not one time we have dropped after crossing that ring. That is why I'm so confident if we go sideways the next few days, we are pushing up to 22K. And I'm going to show you other charts and confluence as well. Okay, so let's get into this. And by the way, guys, if you signed up for BitGet within the last, I don't know, before 2 months ago, you can access BitGet all day long if you're in the US. You do not need a VPN. So if you have an account, take advantage of it, use it. Bitcoin has proof of funds. So look, I trust them. I'll continue to use them. If you create an account today, I'm sorry, but with US regulations, just like Bybit and Binance, you're going to use a VPN to access it. That's just how it is. But if you created an account a while ago, take advantage of it and use it. If you use my link to sign up, it's pinned down first comment description. At the end of this video, I'll show you, I'm going to be creating all new charts. I've told everybody in Discord this. I'm going to create all the top altcoin charts, new Bitcoin charts, and stocks. Apple, Tesla, Amazon, all of the, the actual stocks that actually can help move the market. They're all going to have fib circles to give us an advantage to know when to long and short. I've made posts in Discord about this Euro chart. Euro chart is screaming too short. And again, I'll cover this at the end of this video, but you're not going to hear from me after this video for a while until after this plays out, unless you're in Discord. So let me get on to this, guys. So anyways, this ring right here, let me explain this. I'll try not to repeat myself, but I want to make it very clear. Now, I did expect, and I was waiting to see if what happened here, right, would happen here. We would get a drop. That has not played out. Price is holding. I think it's likely because everyone is short. And I'm going to cover the Dow and the S&P and show you why most people are short expecting price to drop. And that's probably exactly why price is going to push up. But if you'll notice, again, rings are events. There are points where something can happen. Now, if you look at this red fib circle, you cannot deny how well price is respecting it. We topped out here. Price pushed up, got rejected. It held a support, held as support, it became resistance, held as support, right? Came below, it was resistance. It rode all the way up this damn ring. Look, it came support, support, we pushed up, we came back down as support, it became resistance, and then what happened? Well, it was a pivot that took a while, guys. This is weekly. It took a while, but we ended up pushing up. So if we go sideways the next few days, I think that's how it could play out based on the peak of the bull run chart, which I'm going to show you. Now, again, everybody is short right now. Even I think it's likely Bitcoin's going to drop, and for that very reason, I think shorts stack. I think shorts are like 3 to 1. Everybody's expecting it to drop. Market makers will probably push this up, or some event is going to take place. But the S&P, look, this is the S&P right here. This is resistance, 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 resistance. What do you think is going to happen? What makes sense? Downside makes sense. For that very reason, it's possible we're not going to drop. It's a completely different story with the Dow Jones. If you notice right here, it was resistance, resistance, resistance. That just held as support. So it looks like the Dow could have some upside. Why? I don't know why, but one Bitcoin chart might actually show what's going to happen with the indices. Again, Fib circles are amazing. There's a reason I came up with this method of charting, guys. And if you do want to learn how I create these charts, I do have that available on my website. It's for $2.99. They're narrated tutorials. It shows you my charting method from beginning to end, showing you how to create these charts, the Fib channels, the Fib circles. And again, there's a reason my channel grew from me just making videos for fun to almost 75,000 subscribers, because this method works, and soon you're about to find out. So let's get into this, guys. So I explained to you the S&P. Look, it looks like we're coming down. People are short, and I'm telling you, people are going to lose out on these shorts, and we'll know this in the next few days. The Dow Jones looks like it has some upside, all right? So again, it's mixed signals. They're trying to confuse everyone. Now, this here is how I'm going to play this, all right? So I'm going to go through this step by step and show you. When we come down, I'm going to long 16,686 with the stop below, all right? I want to have my stop up a pretty good bit below, because I don't want to get stopped out and price push back up. Now, depending on your risk tolerance, that depends on you. But I've already got this set up. When we come down to this point, I'm going to long the hell out of it with the stop just below. Obviously, if we come down below that point, and that becomes resistance, I will short this. And again, this is why I'm saying we will know within the next day if price is going to drop or if we're going to push up. But I will be longing 16,686, and I'm going to show you where we will short, or where to actually short and how high we can go. This is the chart, guys. This is what's showing that it's possible that Bitcoin could push up. Actually, if you follow along with this chart, it implies Bitcoin will push up. Now, this chart I created back in 2019. I created it before this, but it was published in November 23rd, 2019. And this is the actual chart. You know, if you're an OG and you've been following me for a while, we actually caught the bottom, guys. This chart helped us catch the bottom. Look at these Fib circles, what price is expecting it. When price dropped, look where we found support. To the damn dollar. Literally to the dollar. Let me zoom in, just make sure you can see this. We came down and we hit the dollar. We all bought in at this ring. So we caught Bitcoin. We caught the Bitcoin bottom. When COVID happened, we caught it literally to the dollar. We all bought in. That was just one Fib circle. But that is not the Fib circle I want to show you. The Fib circle I want to show you. Let me hit play, all right? It's this blue ring right here. Let me hit play so you can see how this worked out. But you can see what happened. We found support. We pushed up, right? And I had these lines already drawn. See, we came up, got rejected, we wrote up this line, and then, you know, that's when the bear market started. We topped out and price came down. But look, we're at this ring right now. Now, when I show you this blue ring, again, it makes it very clear why I'm saying if we go sideways, we're going to push up. We have never crossed one of these blue rings and dropped. We've always pumped. So this is the chart, and there's a lot on this chart. It might be confusing for some. Look, I get very... My charts are pretty complicated. There's a certain way I go about making these charts that I understand them, and I'm going to try to explain it to you so it makes sense. The only ring that we're looking at that we care about right now is this blue Fib circle, all right? So I'm going to copy this and paste this over a blank chart and let you just see what I'm talking about. There is not one point we crossed one of these blue rings and dropped. Notice as soon as we, look, this was resistance, right? Resistance, as soon as we pushed up, we pushed up. Or as soon as we crossed the ring, we pushed up. We pushed above this ring, we pumped, pushed above this ring, we pumped, it was resistance. What happened? We crossed the ring, we pumped. It was resistance, 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 came down as perfect support, pushed up, all right? So this was another point. Every time we cross a blue fib circle, we pump. We got a pump. We came up, we crossed it, we pushed up. It was support. We crossed it, we pushed up. We crossed it, we pushed up. We were already going up, but when we crossed it, we pushed up higher. And we're about to cross this ring. Either within the next day, price continues down, right, to put in a bottom. You know, I told you that the bottom, I think, is around 7K. It'll probably be February or March. But if price goes sideways for the next day or so, we're going to cross this ring. And based historically on this fib circle, what happens when we cross this ring? Price pushes up. That's what I'm telling you. Something is going to happen that is going to send price up. If we stay at current price for the next few days, we're going to get a pump. And I'll show you exactly how high we'll go. Otherwise, price needs to drop within the next day or so. So again, I'm not saying we have to push up. I'm trying to tell you how to know if price is going to push up. Either we drop in the next day or two. If we have not, price is going to be pushing up. So it's conditional. All right, let's move on. This is a P1 chart. This is just another chart. This chart was charted a completely different way. And I had just happened to have a fib circle that lands right at the same timing of that blue ring. And you notice we hit this ring and we're dropping right now. Look, we hit this ring, we're coming down. How these fib circles work is first they are support and resistance, right? And you'll see right here, look, this ring, it was support, right? It became support, then it flipped as resistance. It was support, resistance, became support, resistance, came down as support, right? Didn't quite make it up to it. We're also expecting the fib channel lines. But what happens is a ring is first support and resistance, but when you cross them, they become pivot points. So even this ring, again, this a completely different chart, charted a different way. There is some major event that's about to take place. Either we're going to break down, we're going to stay before this ring and the blue ring and continue down to much lower targets, all right? Or we're going to cross this ring and push up. And this chart is also in confluence with another chart I'm going to show you that shows exactly how high we'll go so you know where to short. So I have two charts in confluence showing if we push up where to short. Two charts in confluence showing that if we continue sideways for the next couple days, we're going to be pushing up. Otherwise, price is coming down. Now, I'll come back to this chart in just a minute and give you that price. This here is the M1 chart. This is how I know if we push up where to short. These lines, guys, every time you hit one of these lines, you short. Right here, short. These white lines these white arrows represent points to short. We hit this white line, price drop. We hit this white line, price drop. We hit this white line, price drop. And I made a video about this, and I let everyone know. I said, because of these previous lines in this fib channel, when you hit this line too short, that's why it says short. This is published on March 23rd. It was very clear. I made it very clear. Because of the previous lines in this fib channel, when you hit this line short, and look what happened. That was one epic short. Now, if price pushes up, well, if this line we dropped, and 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 this line we dropped, what the hell do you think is going to happen when we hit this line right here? That's right. We're going to push up to it, get rejected, and drop. And that is this chart right here. It's the same damn chart. And I've got it on candles instead of line drawing. Short it. Short it. Short it. Short it. This is where we all shorted this, and it's been coming down ever since. So if price pushes up, now guys, I don't know when we will make contact with this line. It could be here. It could be here. The point is when you make contact, that's when you short. That's why it's best if you have access to the chart. I can tell you if the highest we could possibly go, if price pushed straight up, the highest we could go would be right here around 24,000. Find it very unlikely price is going to push up today to that price. If price goes sideways and pushes up, look, your target is 22,190. If it's right here where these two lines converge, that's 21,500. But we know if price continues sideways based on that blue ring on the peak of the bull run chart, if we go sideways, we will have crossed a ring that we always get a pump. That means price could continue pushing up, right? At this point, just like every other line in this fib channel, this is where you would short. It depends on where you make contact. I can't tell you what that price will be because I do not know when we will make contact. When you make contact depends on the price. Just like back here, I did not know when we'd make contact, but you can clearly see when we make contact, that's where you shorted. So the same thing, where you make contact is where you short. We will find that out when price hits it. Let me go on to a couple other things, guys. So I just want to show you the confluence too with that P1 chart. So, you know, like I said, if it's out here, it's like what? This is 21,800, right? Well, if we go to the P1 chart, if I can find it here, it's the same thing. Look, if we put a price label here, you can see that that's right around the same point, all right? So if we continue to push up and go sideways, your target is going to be, look, up here is around 22,570, out here is 21,687. So again, if we push up, I think that would be the absolute top. That is where you short. And you can see price hit this ring and started dropping. That's why I'm saying we're going to know something within the next day or two. Either we continue down to some much lower targets, and I can tell you right now, you know, all of your support resistance levels are already mapped out. If we drop, you know, you're looking at 14,700 down here, but this is very key. You know, down here is around 13,658. That'd be a point too long, but once we get to this point, it's point of no return. That means we're going much lower. This chart, the M1 chart I showed you at the beginning of this video, right here, I need to enter my long pretty soon. If 16,697 breaks, your next support level is going to be down here around 15,957. That is going to keep us within this blue ring on this chart, right? Let me zoom in and show you. Notice price is pushing down. This is on the weekly, all right? A lot can happen in a week. If price comes down, look right here, we're at what, 16,753. If price continues, hold on, it moved on me. Price continues down, right? We come down to 15,000. We're still below this ring. We could continue to move down this ring until we bottom. Again, I told you February, March is the point we could bottom. But if price continues sideways for the next couple days, well, we know what happens when we cross these rings. Price pushes up. So that's how you know that something is about to happen. Either price is going to drop in the next day or two. If it has not, then the point you want to long, where I'm going to long, is right here where price is at right now. So after I end this video, I'm going to enter my long with a stop below. If 16,686 becomes resistance, well, then I'm going to short and have that as my resistance. I will enter a short. If we're below this point, we come up and test it, I short down to 15,957, and I'll probably keep it open because once we get to this point, we're coming down much lower. So again, I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying price may push up, price may drop. I'm telling you how to know if price is going to push up or drop. And I know I'm repeating myself, but some people just need it drilled into their head to understand. I'm longing 16,086, 16,686. If that breaks, we're probably headed down to put it in the bottom around February or March. If this holds and price moves sideways, all right, for the next few days, then I believe price is going to push up to that target I gave you here, right? We know that this is point too short. This is likely a target too short. So again, I hope that makes sense. Now, as I told you guys, if you want to sign up and get access to the charts in Discord, you can't pay with USDT. Email me if you want to take advantage of that. I'm going to be creating new charts, again, for all the top altcoins, for Bitcoin charts, and for stocks. Just like this Euro chart, if you'll notice, and this is just an example of how these charts work. I created this chart quite a while ago. Let me turn off this ribbon. Notice how this works. So fib circles do two things. You notice price respecting this fib channel, right? But rings are points to, they're basically reversal points. Notice that this was resistance, right? Came down to support. We pushed up this ring, got rejected. Came down, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. We came down to this ring, it was support. Push up to this ring is resistance. Perfect support, resistance. This is a euro, by the way, euro to USD. So this chart is screaming for a short. This ring was support, resistance, support, resistance. We're below this point, so this is a point to potentially short. And again, there's a lot of mixed things going on. So this chart is saying potentially to short the the euro. If we get above and hold support, the next point you would short or long to would be up here around 1.21. But the point I'm making is all of the new charts that I'll be working on will have these fib circles to give us an advantage to know where to long, where to short. And potential pivot points like this peak of the bull run chart. Again, guys, this chart, every time we cross a blue ring, we pump, we pump, we pump, we pump. We're either going to drop, right, and put it in our bottom down here around, what, $8,000, $7,000, or if price goes sideways for the next few days, we'll be crossing a ring that Bitcoin has never dropped. When we cross this ring, that means price could potentially push up to that target. It is that simple. And I will show you guys how this played out afterwards. The only way you can hear from me for a while is in Discord. So if you want to sign up, get access, it's up to you. But guys, that's pretty much it. Again, something is going to happen. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is. Maybe it's because everybody's short. Market makers need to push the price up. Maybe some catalyst is about to happen. But do not think that you need to understand how important what I'm showing you. If we cross this ring, I'm going to long, even though things are bearish. There's every reason to be bearish. Everybody's bearish right now. But if we cross this ring, guys, I am longing up to 22,000. And when we get to this point, guys, I am going to short. This is where I'm going to short. Just like we shorted back here, I will be shorting right here. So I hope I didn't repeat myself too much, guys. If you do want to get access to Bitget, my link is pinned in the first comment description. If you want to sign up, if you want to get access to the charts, guys, it's $49 a month. Get access to Bitcoin charts, Discord, and Twitter. If you get access to my tutorials teaching my charting method, that's also on the website as well. Guys, that's pretty much it. I'm out. Peace.